There we go. Oh man, it's funny. I have a shortcut key right to mute and unmute the mic, and when I switched it back on, I clicked the button, and right here I'll actually show you guys here. This little guy right here, right? You click that on, and this lets you know it's not muted like everything else. But I didn't see the dancing green line anyway. Wow. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for letting me know. I don't know how long that would have gone on. Let me just quickly catch up with everybody. It's good to see everybody in here. Appreciate it. Um, Brutal. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for coming in. Let's minimize this. I guess just to recap what I was saying is today we're just working on this one here. It's the groomsmen pictures. We got a double page spread which we haven't done in a while. So it's two of these guys right here. They're playing ping pong. Not really superhero esque. I guess more the pose and the energy will go a little bit more superhero, I suppose. That's the word you want to use. So we're doing that, and then we got two more to do next month, and then after that, or during that, then the project will be done. But during that, it'll be all Galaxies and Peril. We've got 2 months to wrap that up, and that'll be in the newer style too, which some people like, some people don't. This one's going to be in the older traditional style there. Okay, so we just had to do something with these roughs here. So we got their thumbnail going. And this was a little tricky, right? Like people don't play. I let the client know this too, right? People don't play ping pong like this, where their backs are to each other. But since these are individual pinups, they got to look cool on their own, right? So there's not much you can do here except kind of fudge it a bit. But this is the fun stuff of comics and just drawing. It's just drawing unbelievable compositions and stuff, and just make it look cool, right? Just make it look cool. There we go. Give that guy a little bit of a bicep. Why not? No problem. Spiritless, just wondering why you don't use Twitch. I tried Twitch before, like a few years ago, anyway, and it was all right. I could get away with doing like music and stuff, which was enjoyable. Because sometimes like doing these streams, like I don't have music go to my headphone because I talk loud enough as is that I wouldn't be able to hear the music anyway, so it just becomes like irritating. But it's better for you guys. Maybe I should put like chirping birds and stuff in the background. I don't know. But anyway, so there was that, and then we tried Twitch, and I think it doesn't matter necessarily the streaming place you go if you're doing it consistently, which I'm not doing. So I don't, you know, want to build an audience. And what I was noticing is when I went to Twitch, the numbers were significantly lower than here on YouTube, and I just made the assumption that that's because my audience is on YouTube. That's if it wasn't streaming related, it was just process videos and stuff, right? So that's all on YouTube anyway. That's where most people, follow me or found me. So I could go somewhere else to grow it, but that's a lot of time and effort, man. And I don't necessarily think Twitch gives me anything different than YouTube. Could be wrong on that. Like I go to the art channel now sometimes on YouTube just to check it out, or on Twitch. And I don't know. I'm seeing some stuff that just I don't know. It just doesn't jive with me. Like you click art and you see some people doing like body painting and stuff, and it's just weird.
Did you spill your Cheerios?
Okay, so get this guy here. I'm gonna have to get some reference soon too for these ping pong rackets here. But to answer your question too, like if this is where you're kind of going with it, if you wanted to check out Twitch, I know there's a lot of people that are successful there too, right? Especially if you like doing things other than drawing, right? Like if you want to do like video games and stuff, it makes sense to go there. All right, let's clean this guy's face up a bit. Yeah, multi-stream makes a lot more sense. When I last checked that out, it was like just my computer fans were just going nuts. So I haven't looked back into it. that definitely could be something to check out again. Because ultimately, when I stream, I'd rather it's like, the more people that can see your stuff, the better. And you always want to go where the people are. So if you're doing like something like restream, like you guys are saying, it makes a lot more sense. That way you can watch them at Facebook or wherever you're looking. Alright, so we're going to make this guy's head a little bit bigger. Well, we're going to do another tightening pass over this too. Alright, let's just erase this up here. Then we're going to have like this wacky ping pong table. Oh, you can't even do songs anymore? Okay, that's good to know that that's done. Yeah, the adult content you get on Twitch, everyone goes there to see. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's fine. Go where you're going to go to see what you want to see and do what you got to do. But it's not necessarily like I'm not coming at this from like a branding standpoint. I'm not, getting into it like that. But the organic reach you'd get at different places, right? I don't know. I don't know who's going to come check out my stuff when right beside it there's, the booby streamers. It's just, I don't know. No thanks. We're doing okay over here. Can always do better, right? But like I said too, like even these streams, if I really wanted to grow this kind of stuff, it would be making an actual schedule and do my best to stick with it. But it's just easier for me right now, not just to like stream when I can. It sucks for you guys. I appreciate you guys coming in and all that. It's just a little bit more difficult for me to stick with something like that. And I don't want to tell you guys it's like even right now where we were suggesting a couple weeks back where every Friday would be nice or every other Friday would be great. It's tough even to do that sometimes. So, and it also depends what you're working on. I don't have a lot of time, and some of the stuff that I work on can't really be streamed. So it's like I can't wait or waste, and I say waste in a nice way, waste like X hours in a day that I don't really have much of, to do a stream when I can't even show that stuff. So anyway, it's all fun. Other than that, I mean, what I would like to do is like I am still doing. You guys know, right? Like we're posting videos on here, like the 2 to 3 minute. I don't even know if you guys let me know. What do you think of the last few videos that I've been posting the last couple months, where it's super condensed. There's no talking over it. What I would like to do, is adding commentary on those videos again. Again, just sometimes it's difficult to be able to find the time to do that. But that at minimum, I would still like to do is go back and like speed up videos, right? That are like 3-5 minutes long, and just talk over them like we used to. Because you get to add a little bit of flair to stuff like that. Just seeing process, like somebody drawing something is one thing, but the why, that's a little bit more meaningful for some people. Some people just like to see things get drawn and get created, right? But I imagine the audience I have, like you guys are more into the why. Show me the why. Okay, so this guy in the background's like a giant. Let me just fix that up before we start tightening this up here. Alright, we're gonna get all these guys. Whoopsie. Put it all the way up here. Let's delete this. Okay. Go. Grab that. We're gonna make this guy a little bit bigger. And I think what we'll do too is maybe I can bring him a little bit like this. I'm gonna thicken him up. Right, like don't get me wrong, this is a ridiculous ping pong position. Let me just make sure. So this is I guess I could talk about this real quick. This isn't anything too different. Okay, so we all know Clip Studio. I use it to make comics, right? I have a file. Like I don't do comics full time or anything like that, right? So my workflow is much more pinup based. So I don't really have margins and stuff. I've already worked them out for this, but each one of these is 11 by 17. Instead of making like a lot of people that go file new. Let me just bring this over. It's on the second screen. Like you go here, right? Mine's always on illustration, but you can do like with all your comic book settings and stuff, right? And here you can actually make your double page spread and all that. I just made an 11 by 17 and then just made it 22 by 17 so it's as wide. And then I just made the rectangles that would be each side. And then so when I'm done this whole thing, I'm just going to hold control, click one of these selections. See? And then now it's going to select just that right page and then I'll export that as a separate page. Just a super quick way to do a double page spread here. This is how I used to do it in Photoshop actually as opposed to Clip Studio. Anyway, what do we got here? Tell Alexander. Oh, you know what Alexander said yesterday, the other day? We coaxed him along, but it's caca. And he goes, caca. It's great. It melts your heart kind of stuff. But yes, I'll let him know. Sorry, I'm catching up on Icon here. I know you guys are posting here. Twitch 91 viewers means 1 million on YouTube. It could be. I would argue the difference might be, it seems anyway, that on YouTube, people tend to make more money on Twitch. I could be absolutely wrong on that. But like maybe it's just the people I'm watching, where it's just like you just see donations rolling in. But I guess that happens on YouTube too. Like you watch like a David Finch, or what's the Comics Geek guy's name? I always forget his name. The Cyber Frog guy. You guys will help me out. I'm drawing a blank on there. But anyway, you'll always see like the donations at the top, right? So I think it's just, if you get a big enough audience anywhere, you get some money.
I don't know. I'll have to check because I needed batteries too.
Hey, Harold, welcome in. Thanks. Dude, I've been loving your pictures you've been posting lately. On the back of my mind, I remember you were leaving a comment before saying, like, you don't know which style to go with, like if you still like that fat outline and all that. But, man, keep doing what you're doing. It's good stuff. I'm liking it a lot, man. Appreciate that. Okay, I'm just opening up a second window here. You guys can't really see it. Ping pong, ping pong. Okay, so what I need to see. Okay, we got those juicy rackets. Boom, copy. We're gonna go over here. No, we're not. We're gonna click that. We're gonna go into our reference file. Oopsie daisy. Go there. Let me just move it over. There we go. Just a disgusting picture there. And then what we need is the ping pong table. Blue, eh? I always associate it with green. Maybe we will go blue. Blue's kind of gas. Actually, oh man, okay, I didn't even think about this. This is a great example of getting reference, man. Let me turn this off. Check this out. I never even would have thought this. When you see it, it makes sense. But like the way that they're holding the rackets, like this, dude. I've seen people do that where it's like that weird paw. I think we're gonna bring that into what we're doing here. Give them a little bit of jazz hands. Like not like what I'm kind of drawing here, where it's like looks like the guy's kind of holding a frying pan. Okay. Ethan Van Skyver. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. That gentleman, yep. Right? I only bring him up again. I feel like we were talking about Comics Gate here, eh? But that guy, regardless, it seems like whenever I randomly might pop into a stream, it's like, yeah, Again, I just think it's the audience, not that it determines the quality of the audience or anything like that, right? But you just never know what people are willing to help you out with. And that could be anywhere. It could be Twitch, YouTube, whatever. Or imagine this. Imagine just making product that people want to buy. And then they can give you money for that. All good. Okay, I think we're going to use this double page spread stuff. It makes things a little different than I'm used to. It's been so long. Okay, so I need to kind of get this guy's face. And this is going to be a little tricky because, like I said before, I'm not a fan of doing... what's it called? Realism. It's part of the reason why I like to draw. So I don't have to draw it. I can make up fun stuff, Oh yeah, he's almost 2. He'll be 2 in like a couple months now. He's not really talking. It's more like the gaga mama, that kind of stuff. But you know. I don't got to tell you. Once your kids start saying words, man, that's some magic stuff. get this guy going here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to put some eyes here. Get that nose. So the things I try to do with this stuff is like just some sort of like defining things that like I'm seeing, right? Like if you can't see it on there, like maybe not that you can't see it on there, but like I say, because I'm not into this realism stuff. But when I see this guy, he's got a bigger nose, right? So if I do something like that, it might look a little bit more like the guy this is for. He might go, yeah, that's my friend, you know, because he's got a bigger nose. And that's how I remember him. This guy's got a pretty powerful chin, too. Damn. I think we'll need a little bit more space down here. Alright, let's get the lips going here.
Come on, let's go change paper. You want to do it out here?
Maybe we'll bring this down a little bit more. Let's take a look here. I don't want to give him like a... I guess he's kind of got a longer face, huh? Here, let's flip it so we can kind of see what's going on here. Alright. Yeah, we're getting a little away from it here. Here, so we're going to need a center line here because this is something I do here, and I'll show you guys. It's been helping me. So when I flipped it, immediately it looked like everything was kind of getting skewed. But when you get like a little bit of a center line, like I don't do this all the time, but this sort of thing helps. So I wanted to show it to you guys, right? Like this is the center. Now when you look at this side here is shorter than that, and it needs to be the opposite. Like this curve in the head, I'm going to flip it just to show you guys. Like when you go back here, you can really see it. But so what I do to fix that, right? Like we're going to get the back of the head here, and it sort of fixes itself. We need to really bring this in like that. Do you see what I'm saying here? How that brings it all back together. And then we're going to get the forehead in, and we'll figure all that out. Oh, Hero, thanks, man. You really didn't need to do that. I do appreciate it, brother. You know what this means, right? Now I have to buy something of yours for $20. We're just gonna bring this $20 back and forth, man. Thank you, dude. Kaka, yeah. Hey, dude. Okay, thanks, man. Listen to Hero. He's being such a gentleman. Meanwhile, this guy. Check out his Instagram. Can they post your Instagram in here, man, so you can get even more people on there? You got like how many followers now you got on Instagram? This guy's just blowing Instagram up out of the water. For good reason, right? I'm a big fan of his stuff too. You draw way more than I do, my man. Do you guys ever get that like maybe it's not imposter syndrome, but like you feel like you don't draw as much as you really should? That's me, man. I used to be like that. I used to draw all the time. Things, I don't know, just stuff's different now. I think when I stopped, and please guys, also I should open this up too, right? I can tell I'm getting into it now, but all these streams used to be, and they still are, right? If you guys ever have questions or anything like that, feel free to GM me, man. I'll do my best to like answer them. If you need help drawing something that's not too crazy, just let me know, and I'll do my best to like help draw that for you or something. Because like I've said before, other people watch these streams after the fact, so not everybody's in the same time zone. So if you got a question, somebody else probably has a question similar, and you might be able to help them out. That way I'm not always just talking about myself here. But yeah, like I've said, I think for the last little while now, even you guys can probably tell with like the pinups and all that stuff that I'm doing, that like the work, like I'm not really pursuing comic stuff anymore. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just not my thing anymore. Like I like reading the occasional comic and stuff. Nothing wrong with comics, right? I still love the style of comics, and I think I will get into it again. Maybe I'm just on a little bit of a break. I don't know, but yeah, it's just been I don't know. I'm just enjoying the other things in life, I guess. And it might just be the day job sucking all the energy out. In a good way, right? It's like you don't have, you got the family stuff to do, and you get more responsibilities. And if you're a comic book artist, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So I think what I'm gonna do here, like I know I'm looking at this these really cool hand poses, and I just said I should incorporate that. I might bring it into the other guy. I kind of just like the powerful pose of the fist, and this is like a trope I do all the time where I get that giant fist. There's always a fist. And then this thing I was talking about in the last stream, I've been doing this all the time now. It's almost like imagine like Power Man, or who else has got Wonder Woman? Those bracelets. It's like I just give everybody a bracelet, and then I just like stuff all the muscles underneath that. I'll give him a big old bicep. I don't know if this guy's ripped, but he's ripped in here. A little muscle down there. You draw a lot because it keeps you sane. I'll give you that. You should probably have a neck, right? A neck is probably good. Go here. So this guy is really hunched over. So this is something I've been fighting with ever since I've been doing my newer style of drawing. Check this out. You see, like I'm trying to incorporate more animation stuff into how I draw, and even the facial features. I feel like I'm going to start going a little bit. I don't say less Kirby, because I don't think I'm like too pushed with Kirby faces, but maybe more. And I don't even want to say Disney because I don't watch animation and cartoons. But what it does when I'm drawing, that's one thing I miss is that I haven't been able to pursue. Not that I miss, but maybe something that I notice as a weakness in my art. And I think this just comes from all the comic book drawing that I was doing with that certain style. But like everybody's got that. I'll call it the Jim Lee face, which is I love it. It's got powerfulness to it. Even Joe Mad, like everybody's got a face that they draw a lot of. And when you look at like animations and even some manga, well, the one manga that I was reading, it's been a long while now. Where is it? Shit. Where'd they all go? I can't see them. They're all like covered up. What was it called? It was a Astro Boy. Was it Astro? I don't think it was something else. It'll come back to me, or maybe one of you guys will help me out with it. But it's like even in that, everybody was like you drop characters with big noses and big faces, expression. I want more of that in there because I think it's helping with the flow and stuff that I'm trying to get in the artwork. And what I'm seeing even with this, like check this out, right? Like we did this with where is it? It was like a lion tiger guy. Actually, I don't even know if he's here, if that was a commission for somebody, wasn't it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's kind of showing it here. Like, you see this line right here? It's like, so this shoulder is going all the way around the back, all the way straight down to the elbow. Just lines of motion, right? And the more of that you can get in your artwork, the more flow it can bring. But what I was saying is my older style, I would do this. I would go like, okay, so here's a shoulder that's got to pop out here. Let's get that tricep sticking out. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I love the big bulbous muscles, the Capcom stuff I call it. And I don't want to go too nuts here because, again, this is what this guy's expecting is, where was it here? Commissions. Oops, that's comics. Clay is this, right? This is what I showed at the start. You see how there's none of that in here? If I was to retrofit this and go back, it would be things like, okay, let's just, you can give a little belly here maybe, pop that out. It goes something like that, right? And then this we could do like the Kirby stuff, I would call it, where it's just like the beginning style of drawing where it's just like put cylinders everywhere in circles. It doesn't matter, the eye will figure it out. But here, maybe we'll go like a straight line back there and get a little shoulder. Get that bracelet, that hand. With the legs, I was kind of doing it, right? You see how it's like that shape? That's all you need. Maybe put little like kneecaps. Get that bracelet down there. Something like that. Maybe get like a little line down there. That's really all you gotta do. But if I turn that off and you can see it, right? Like it's a lot more flowy, I guess. Whereas this one, it's got more chunky breaking up shapes and blah, 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 blah. But this is what the guy wanted me to do, so I got to be careful. I don't want to go too nuts. I don't want to go, So I'm hoping some of this detail I'm adding on the side, and once we get into the rendering and all that fun stuff, it'll disappear. Or you won't even notice it. Won't even notice it. All right, let's fix this hand here. Okay, we get like a thumb in here. And I'm fighting all the time, like, when I bounce back to this project here, since I keep talking about the style, and it's just because it's so fresh on my mind still. It's like the thing that I'm always doing every day with this stuff, but it's like I'm constantly going back and forth of I want to, like, I don't care really anymore about making like a hand look accurate, because like the more I look at Kirby and the more I like I just love it, and I do understand because I used to be that way too, and I don't necessarily think it's wrong or right, it's just taste. But I get why people wouldn't like Kirby stuff because of like how he draws and all that stuff, right? But just that freedom of not necessarily caring if something is correct according to an anatomy book, if that makes sense. I just love that freedom with it. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's crazy stuff. Just getting in there and, like, I want to get in here and I just want to get this hand moving without worrying about, okay, well, this is where the knuckles need to be and all this time stuff in there. And it's going to have a cost, 100%, with the final, like how it actually ends up looking. But that freedom it gives you, I can't get enough. Maybe what we'll do, I know I've got a lot of work here, but I think we might just take a little break in a second here. What do you guys want to draw Venom? Yeah, thanks, Haro, too, by the way. So if you guys are watching the recorded version and there's no chat going on, just check out at Haro Artist, Haro Artist. Not only is he a great artist, he is a fine gentleman too. All right, so we get those massive pecs in there. I know this is going to get covered up by this ping pong racket. Is it a racket? Paddle. Paddle? Paddle. I'm going to bring this leg out here. Like I said, I think what we'll do, because I got to get some of this Kirby energy out of me, we're going to do a Venom. Once I finish this guy over here, we'll do a quick Venom. Get another leg over here. Nah, maybe we'll just have the one leg. And we'll figure out what he's supposed to wear in a second as well. Matte red hat. They both wearing hats? They are. Damn. Alright, see ya. Love you too. Drive safe. See you, buddy. Okay. Oh man, that's good stuff. Okay. So let's do this guy up here and then do some Venom. Okay. Let's do faces. The pressure, of drawing a face of a real person. Alright, we'll go here. They're going to look very similar, I can already tell. Trying to at least inject a little bit of that, what's it called? That traditional comic book energy in there where the faces are just, everybody's angry all the time, right? Gotta be angry all the time. Alright, so go here, we're going to draw that center line. Just so we don't get too crazy here. Go here, get that big jaw. This guy's kind of got like a lower jaw too, so maybe what I'll do is I'll just bring this down just a skimmage. Go here, bring in the cheekbones a bit. Now this guy, his mouth is open. Yeah. Okay, so I think this guy's smiling too a lot. But I like him kind of scowling a little bit. We'll figure it out. Figure it out once we get in that tight line art. He's got a smaller forehead. Cool. Okay. Let's get some line of actions going on, eh? Bang, look at that, done. There you go. There you go, done. Art's easy, man. You just start throwing in these, here, we'll use some of these hot buzzwords, right? Like, let's get some, where are we going here? Let's give some of this hot line art here. Yeah, Yeah, we'll go this way. The other thing too, and you'll see what I already have an idea in my head what we're gonna do with Venom, but like, and I was doing this at the last stream. I notice I do this a lot, or we'll just interrupt as an idea pops in our head. But here, let me show you guys real quick, okay? This is yet another reason why I'm all for this stuff here. So let's do the arm, the traditional arm, right? Do that bracelet, like I was saying. We'll throw in like a janky fist. All right, we got a torso somewhere. So the way I would used to do this, the way I used to do this is, like, okay, so we're gonna figure out. We got our shoulder. Get that bicep in there, the tricep, yada, yada, yada. Excuse me. And we figure out, all the intricate crap down there. Cool stuff, right? And this is fun. This is fine. It gets its thing. But lately, it's just been, this just, to me, is so much better. And this comes into that Bruce Timm stuff. And this is why I wanted to bring this up. Because I think a lot of people can get a little confused when it comes to maybe not even necessarily the Kirby rendering we're going to slap on this bad boy, but just rendering in general, it could be a little tough because you almost have to see through a shape, and it's nice if you've got like pencil work and stuff behind it because you can build that up. I let me show you what the hell I'm talking about in a second here. Actually, I should probably show you right now that we were all on the same page. So I'll use like a pencil. Let's see. Yeah, we'll use something like that. So what I'm talking about is it's nice to have all of your anatomy kind of sketched in, kind of like this, so that when when you get to do your rendering, if we bring back what we had, if we turn that red and knock it down a bit, that way, imagine this is tight line art, this scribbly line stuff, right? But when we go in here, I can start, and I've shown you guys this before, when you have this in there, you're able to, kind of figure out where your muscles are and what you're shading and stuff, right? So like I can come in here and do like the forearms. If we want to just make this guy just ripped out of his mind, get like a little tricep in there. But because we've kind of sketched in where all that anatomy is, yeah, let's just give him the gigantic pecs. All right, we'll go somewhere around here. I'm just trying to go real quick with it. Right, so you kind of got in there. You can go in there and you can do all your rendering and whatever you need to do. Depending on the style of rendering you want to do, right? But by having all that anatomy in there to start with, you can kind of get in there. What I've just been digging lately, again, and I'll show you why, to me, this is so strong, is, what brush? This one? So an animation trick you could have is like a line of action or a smooth line on one side, and then you just start like, what would be a good way of saying it? Just loading up the other side, right? So in this example, you can hopefully see that smooth line over here, or look over here. I already did the work here. So you got like this line of action, or this smooth, beauty line, whatever they call it. And then on this side, the opposite, okay, let's just get some crazy shapes in here, the complicated shapes on the opposite side. So I can go in here, and I don't really need to worry about the bicep, because I just want to show you how this can look in a simple form, right? And then we can put in get the knuckles and whatever the hell else you want to put in here. That's all fine. Awesome part about Kirby, or at least in his sense of that I like about the way he inks, or not even the way he inked, but the way he does his pencils and stuff, is it's just like, what's the point? What are we drawing here? I can go in here and I can insinuate that there's a shoulder. I can insinuate that there's a tricep, right? And I just like this line that comes down here, and then you can kind of like just, okay, I know there's muscles that go down here. Maybe I go like that, right? And then you can go in here and get a little pack. What I'm doing here is like I'm just carving in the shape. Let me turn that off. I'm carving in the shape of where that anatomy would be. But the beauty of, like, to me, what Kirby does is that, and this is why I brought up Bruce Timm, because this is what showed me this, and I try to bring this up almost every stream because I want more and more people. I know a lot of cats, they like Bruce Timm, from Batman and stuff, and he deserves all the credit in the world for that. But maybe this might help bring a little bit more appreciation to Kirby stuff if you don't already like it, or if you look at it in its old style, or it's, you know what I mean? Something like this might help you maybe look at it differently, or appreciate something that you might not have noticed in a certain light before, is that it's insinuating where things would go. And the real difficult part is, as you look through like anatomy books to learn how to draw, right? I'm just bringing this one up here just because it's just a whole bunch of complicated nonsense, but whatever. This is probably a really awful example of good anatomy. But like I'm trying to draw in actual anatomy and bulbous muscle and stuff, right? Like if we bring open, let's I don't know what's like something we used to draw here. That might just be a better example here. That one. Do we have? Yeah, okay. We'll bring this guy open. And again, just the anatomy in this one. Again, I don't draw perfect anatomy. I don't like drawing it anymore. I used to like struggle and really push for it. And there's some things in here that, I get it. Okay, like this thigh doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I'm trying in here to make it look like there's folded anatomy and ripples and, yada yada yada. Nowadays, for me, and this is what Kirby is giving me, and this is why I don't want to go away from it anytime soon, is like it's that creative freedom to go, you know what, you don't need to do any of this crap anymore. Just feel it out, man. What's the motion that's happening? Get motion in there. And it just seems to resonate with people more. At least what I'm fortunate enough to get so far by people that are replying to me and stuff is they're liking where it's going. And I'm asking you guys to just try it. If you've tried to do comics at all, or you're just trying to do illustrations, you've looked at an anatomy book before, and it's it's showing you how to draw what an arm structurally looks like and stuff, right? Which is fine. Get in there, do it. I'll learn it absolutely, but check out some Kirby stuff, man. He might surprise you. He might surprise you. Let's see if I can. Trying to think of like how I might draw this now. I might do something crazy like this. And I like the motion in here, so I think I might just go like just get a big fat line in there because I want you. And this is the beauty of it too, man. The reason I'm throwing some of these lines in here like this is I want your eye to go here, and then I want your eye to go here, right? Like we got this giant mitt right up here, and we'll just draw like a disgusting hand, right? I want that in your face. I want you to just look at that. Get some sinew in his arm. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this arm. I want all the attention on that arm. And by adding the anatomy in like this, it just, I don't know. And even like the way he would do, I'm getting ahead of myself because like remember how I said I want to draw a Venom picture? I got to close this because I'm going to draw a Venom. I'm going to get this out of my system. But it's like every day I need to do at least a picture with some of these shapes in there because it's like I'm not able to get this out any other way, man. Oh, okay. All right. Focus, John. Focus. Let's I love it. I love it. It's good stuff. And that's it. 2 lines and that's it. There's a characterist that works with a few lines and nails it, but damn, it's so hard. And the thing, Hero, that I keep going back and forth with. Again, I'm gonna plug Patreon here. I know it's gross to plug this stuff, but people ask this all the time. The brushes that I've been using for what's like that last one we just did there. There was the Captain America one. Let's bring up a different one. Just so we're getting some more pictures here. We did a Ganon. We did Ganon from Link to the Past. The best of all the Zeldas, right? So, like in this one too, just so you guys know, the way that it's done, turn all this crap off. I guess I was inking as I was going. Normally I do like line art, right? Like this. This might look a little bit more appropriate. This is the way I'm going here. So I got these Ryu Kirby lines I made, where one is just for line art, and it's got a little bit of a texture to it. It's not really much pressure sensitivity. It's almost like you're drawing with a almost dried micron, and then I go in here with the same brush, but now it's got some pressure sensitivity turned on there, and it goes real thin to like if I just like destroy my hand and wrist, it just goes in like Fat Town, right? But those are the 2 brushes. If you guys want those, they're on Patreon. Again, $1. You can get all that stuff. Plus the other brushes if you like my older style. Any brush you see over here that I'm using today, it's all over there. But this sort of thing, this is what I'm going back and forth on. So this is how I've been drawing it lately because I'm a fan. But I was messing around. Was it last year, the year before, somewhere around there, where it was. Do I have any in here? I have this one, but I don't know if this really is a good example of it. Of using like a pressure sensitive brush, almost like a traditional style of drawing. as if I was drawing with a real tool with like a brush. Let me just open this one. It's colored a lot different. Let's turn off all the fancy stuff and just look at. Yeah, okay, like even here, look at the pencils. You see, like I'm still doing that same thing where it's that animation style stuff where it's like simple line all the way down to the elbow. And then you can complicate it with Kirby stuff. Or any kind of rendering you like, right? So this is the Kirby kind of rendering I'm talking about. But you see how this ink style, it's almost like I inked with a brush, which I did. So it has a more organic look to it. I find it very difficult to do this. And I don't know if it's just all the years of drawing like we all used to in these streams before when I was doing the comic book stuff. I'm just working with like the Freddy method, I called it, you know, the DC Comics Guide to Digitally Drawing Comics, where everything had like a line, a micron, and then I would ink over top. I feel like I'm in more control with it. Even what we're going to be doing, you know, with this one, it just, there's control. Control feels good. When I'm working with the brush, I feel out of control. This is what I'm working off. It's a structured pencil drawing, but man, oh man, when I get in here and I start throwing down lines, there's no, you know what I'm saying? It's just weird for me. Adding on the black areas and stuff like that, it doesn't really come together until I slap color on it. And when I slap color on it, then I'm back in control. I can determine where I'm putting shadows and stuff, and volumes pop out more. I do like I don't mind the way this looks too. Like there's an energy in here that I don't get with this. Not that I don't like this. I enjoy this a lot. So I'm always back and forth, and I'm only bringing this up because of what Harrow is saying, of like the few lines, and it's a I don't want to necessarily say it's an animation style. The principle is of simplicity, but I mean the that Bruce Timm almost, I guess, traditional art, like when you ink something in real life on paper, right? You probably, you might use microns, but most people, they'll have like a pressure, I always say pressure sensitive, but like an actual brush or a quill or something where you can get thin to thick lines, and then you might go in over top with the micron to tighten things up for details. I'm almost reversed because again of the control, but like again I get different results both ways. So I'm always back and forth. I'm trying to just stick with just this, but there's like a, you guys remember we did like a low, even this one maybe it was a little bit more Bruce Timmish, I suppose you'd say, right? This was done the same way. This one's a lot older before we did anything. This is when I'm like actually, you know, adding some pencil work. But what I do like about it is like, again, these simple shapes right here, and speed's the number one thing. And I've talked to you guys about this. This might just be from a parent perspective, or the fact that I'm here. I really need to get back to drawing this as I talk, but just that that need, like I used to very much just be, and I shared it with you guys because I was getting success with it, of I don't want to say the side hustle. That might not be the right way, the right word for it, but like trying to get the right language here, so I'm communicating it. Back when I was really pursuing comics as like a career, everything else was secondary. So if something took a long time, I didn't really fret too much, you know, because I knew the outcome was there was a reason for it. There's you know, that job or that career or what I want is there. After having a family and just like, you know, just kind of getting tired of, I guess, working so long on artwork, you guys have known for the last little while, I've always talked about like trying to tighten things up and speed it up, speed it up. When we were working on JESOP King, do you guys remember? Like, I stopped adding, what's it called? I stopped inking shadows because I knew I was going to color it. So all I would do is I would just save the shadows for coloring. And that like sped up my process like tenfold. And then I really liked it. And then now it's like, okay, well, I got my son, I got my family, I want to hang out with them, but I also like video games. I also like playing card games and role playing games and stuff like that. That comic life, man, at least the life that I put myself in with that, it was like, you can't, it takes 12 hours a day to like sit down and do comic books, man. You gotta put in that time to do it. But what I was getting out of it didn't make me happy, you know? So the only reason I'm sharing that with you guys is because it's like that's leading me to why I'm going these directions with this stuff. Like this line here for, and again, Bruce, the thing that I love about Bruce Timm that got me into him more so, like I didn't really care too much about him, to be honest with you. I always knew him as like the Batman guy. Batman looks good, but it's not this, in my opinion. It's different. And I like comic book kind of like chunky, complex kind of things, and Bruce Timm was way too simple for me. But I went on Pinterest a few years back, and I started noticing like he was using the same art style that he was drawing, those simple thin lines, but then he would put Kirby rendering over top, and it blew my mind. I was like, holy shit. For whatever reason, I never considered drawing in my style, but throwing Kirby style rendering on top, and it just made everything so much fun. But anyway, so this is why I say this is a little bit more Bruce Timmish, where it's like, it's or animation, however you want to word it. You got like a line coming from the peck all the way down here, and then you get like a foreshortened shape over top. I love it, man. I'm kind of pulling away from this a little bit more. Like I'm putting in, a bulge for the bicep. Maybe I put in like a shoulder. So it's getting a little bit more complicated. But arguably, what I do like about this thing here is it's so simple, man, and it adds to that speed, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm more in the mindset lately of just make more as fast as I can, kind of thing. Anyway, I'm rambling. You guys got anything you guys want to talk about? You guys let me know. That way I can shut up for a bit. April, how many more groomsmen do you have after these two? Just two more. Two more, and then we're done with this project. And then it's pretty much all hands on deck for Galaxies and Peril. For those that don't know, it was on Kickstarter last year. I think during when COVID was just becoming fresh, when it was in its infancy. It's already done now. I think you could still buy it, like still pre-order it. I'm not 100% on that, but it's like I always call it Dungeons and Dragons, but superheroes, that kind of style thing. So you guys can get into that. It's the sequel to the last book I did with Kyle Simmons, and I should say he's the guy doing all the hard work. I'm just doing the artwork. I'm doing my best to make it look enjoyable for people. But here, let me pop up the cover here so you guys know what the hell we're talking about. Galaxies in Peril. So the first one we did, right, was Worlds in Peril. And you guys hopefully remember. If you maybe you don't, I don't know. Maybe you guys remember this or not. I actually really don't like the cover of this one. Oh man, this is going back. Look at how dark everything is too, man. Oh my gosh. Look at this older stuff I was doing. Golly. So you got these characters, and they're just fighting some alien dudes, and you got some cities in the background. Just chaos, right? Just chaos. Man, there's a lot I don't like about this. It's very busy. I was learning. We're all growing, right? So there's a lot of things in here that I learned from. But these same characters are still in the Galaxies and Peril stuff. Here we go. And arguably, you might not like this cover too. I see stuff now in here, this newer, again, this look, that I would probably adjust a little bit more, maybe push the background a little bit, right? But ideally, hopefully it looks a lot more simple. I mean, there's less going on. But you got like our heroes here, and it looks like they're fighting like a celestial looking thing. I should say too, a little unrelated. What would it be now? Like 6 to 8 months ago, I was searching like solo Dungeons and Dragons. Like, can I play by myself? I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons so long. Long story short, you totally can. And I've been playing tabletop by myself. I'm playing Ironsworn now. These might be words some of you know, some of you might not, but just think Dungeons and Dragons. Sometimes use minis and sometimes you don't, whatever. I'm having some of the best gaming experiences, including video games or any of that stuff that I've ever had. It's just been pure imagination. The reason I'm bringing it up is I didn't even think about it. I'm like, oh my god, okay, here we go. The game that I helped do the artwork for, the Worlds in Peril, this is a tabletop RPG. I was like, maybe I could play this. I could actually play it. So I'm actually really excited this weekend. Maybe if I get time, we'll see. If I can actually get in here and play a game. I'm excited, man. But anyway, the only reason I bring that up is for you guys. If you guys are interested in just maybe it might not be creative writing, but if you guys dig, oops, I'm in the wrong one. Worlds in Peril, like tabletop role playing games and stuff like that, like dice rolling, get a couple dice in your hands. I highly recommend checking out some solo RPGs. If you guys need help, you guys just shoot me a message. I'll get you set up. I'll show you what you need to do, and you can be playing ASAP. And it's some of the best gaming experiences I've had in a very long time. It's been a lot of fun. So I'm just going through here. I'm going to get out of here real quick because I just wanted to see some of these pinups that we did back then, man. It's funny seeing, like, I know some people, they stick with like a look and you slightly adjust. You know what? Oh man, even some of these. Look at these guys. You guys remember this stuff? I remember streaming this stuff with you guys. These are fun times. I love this forearm guy. Reminds me of like an alien Goro. You got to get the Daily Planet. You got to throw some sort of Superman reference in there, right? And look at all this wacky anatomy. I love this stuff too. This is actually when I was inking similar to like what I was talking about, where it's like thin to thick. I wasn't doing the Freddy method, and I was actually moving. Things come a lot quicker when you ink this way. At least they do for me. Except I still remember looking at this, and it's like there's a lot of structure that's not in there. I don't know. We'll see, man. Like life is long. You learn so much as you go. Your tastes change. Things that you used to, swear by, they change. It's so weird, especially with art, because it's like there's decisions I made when I would draw with certain stuff, and it's like maybe I didn't care for it. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I should have done this because it feels good, but it's not. It's not like textually correct. Like in a book I read somewhere that taught me the fundamentals of things. You don't do this because it's wrong, and it's like that battle back and forth, and I would always just swear by that sort of thing. And I wish I had a better example, except besides just saying what I'm saying here. So there's some context to it, but it's like now that attitude is so gone. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. The joys of being human, eh? Things you swear are true, they just change over time. For some of us. I'm sure some of you guys still stick to your guns about stuff. Hero, effective style. Thank you, man. We're all learning all the time, right? I've got about 6 pieces going. And then I'm going to try to shift focus on Promo Heart. Yeah, I still got your stuff I got to do, too. Yeah, I know. I can't wait to get to yours April too. Which is great because once this is done, it's sort of like I've got a big gap in time that I can fill when I can. But I'm going as fast as I can to get you a bang up piece. Hero, your coloring is today. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. How vast is your background library now? I don't know. You know what? Now that you say that, I'm sure it's very large. But like I don't reuse backgrounds as much as I probably should. I almost do like backgrounds custom every time. I don't know why. It's like I think I spend more time looking through artwork, old artwork, with you guys than I do myself. Okay, I'm gonna put that guy's hand back like that. We'll figure out the table as we go. I don't really care. I'll be honest right now. I have the idea of what I want, but these guys are naked. And like I said, we're going to do a Venom picture in a second once I get these guys all done up. I got to get that Kirby out of my system. It's got to be done. It must be tamed. All right, go here. Yeah, we'll use a big fat brush here. Okay, so Matt, you got hair, but what does he need? A red and navy V-neck will do. Besides that, just athletic clothes. Okay, so I thought I read hat last time. He does not have a hat. It's the other guy. All right, so give him some hair. I don't know what kind of hair he's got. It's kind of going here. Maybe a little fluffy. Pew, pew, pew. Go there. Cool. I'm not going to give him his glasses. This rack, or why do I keep saying racket? Paddle. I think I'm going to just curve it a little bit like this. And just put like a little bit of the bottom part right there. Make a little fatter down there. Something like that. A lot of this stuff gets ironed out, you guys know, once we actually get in there and start doing the business. All right, so we're going to give him a V-neck. It's going to be a little hard to show, but we'll put there. And the athletic clothes, I'm just going to do what these guys are kind of wearing. So put a shirt, sticking it like that. Give him a little motion. And we'll just put some patterns on it because that means athletic. And he's got shorts, right? Cool. He's done. Maybe, you know what? Screw it. Let's put like a little bit of tape. I don't know why. Make it seem like it's a little bit more high stakes. Turn that off, turn that off. All right, we'll get the second gentleman. All right, we'll save that up. I've been thinking about branching out to other sites for my comics too. Have you tried Tapas? Yeah, I tried Tapas. What's the other one? Tapas, it used to be something else, right? And then it renamed itself? Or there was two. I'll just say Tapas because that's what you're bringing up. And the other one was like, oh, God. Actually, here. Let's bring up my JESOPking.com. Does that still work? Not found. What? JESOPking.com is down? JESOPking.com is down. Well, I'll have to look into that. Okay. Okay, here we go. JESOPKingblog.tumblr. I don't know why my .com's not working. You guys remember this comic that I used to do? Webtoons. Thank you, Haro. You just saved me. I thought I had links on here. That's what I was going here. Anyway, thanks for that. You helped me a big time on that. Okay, so yeah. So there's Webtoons. I put Jessup King on Webtoons, Tapas, whatever the hell they were before. Or maybe Webtoons became Tapas. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Thank you, Skull Diamond. Everybody's chiming in. Okay. So I put them on there. I made a Tumblr site for it. I made a Twitter for it. I made an Instagram for it and a Facebook fan page. My idea or premise was you got to put your artwork, and it still is to this day, but you got to push a little harder for it because it is a little extra work. You have to go where eyes are, period. You'll never get eyes coming to you. If you can, awesome. But it's been my experience that I need to be in as many places as possible. So if that's apps, if that's TikTok, if you're making a comic, I highly recommend posting it on TikTok. There's an artist friend of mine. He exploded on there just showing like very fast ink drawings that he would do with a brush and water, like watered down ink. He just blew up. Good for him. And but I've known him since like 2001, 2002, and he's had a following, but like nothing like that. So if your question, let me just reread that. I think about branching out to other side. Yeah, so I would say yes. Depending on the energy you have, I would also be aware of your. You can always check analytics and things. Like I hate analytics, to be honest. I gotta be careful with this guy's hat here real quick. I just don't want like his hat should go like this, but I don't want to cover his face too much. Let me just see how that looks. Maybe we could. I'm gonna bring it to the side. Give him a little bit of little angle to him. But like I hate data mining and all that stuff. Like I know you can make business sense from that. I'm coming at this from an art perspective, right? I want people to read my stuff. Maybe you want them to buy something of yours, whatever. But go where people are. So post in as many places as you can because you could find like the one place you might not even think of. You might go to LinkedIn of all places, and that might be the audience for your comic. I don't know. If you're just looking to grow an audience, in my opinion, you need to be again everywhere. YouTube especially. But like for modern people, like April, you know way more than I do. Webtoons and Tap. Okay, they are two separate. Thank you, Black Man Art. April, you're more in tune than I am with the younger kids, right? So whatever you young kids are on all the time, I'd be there. And I'm assuming it's TikTok. That's like the big one right now. Vine used to be huge way back in the day, and I know a lot of artists missed that train, myself included. But you got to go where people are. And maybe it's not just comic. I'll tell you this. You guys let me know too, the people in the chat that actually work on comic books and stuff. I have a suspicion that a lot of people don't really care about comics. I know people that post web comics, free comics. You don't like they just don't get the hits. But you post like a process picture or a pinup or and it's always been this way. Even when I would go to comic book conventions, you'd see this all the time. I'm going to draw Venom. I'm just saying that because I'm going to draw him. But like the symbiote, right? But I'm going to put the symbiote on every single pop culture character, right? It could be Donald Trump. It could be, I don't know, Gordon Ramsay. It could be, like, pick anybody. Metal bands and stuff like that, what they would look like. And people that stuff up with the spoon because they like both those aspects, or it's new or fresh. Getting people to consume a body of work, like content, like getting people even to sit down and watch a movie is tough. Getting people to read a book is almost impossible. Getting people to flip through your comic book to read your story, it's incredibly difficult. It's probably one of the hardest things you could do. I would say, and again, anybody here that's gone to conventions, please let me know if I'm wrong. I'm not trying to say this is 100% correct. It's just been my experience that you'll see booths that have giant walls like this, and it's just print, 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 print of every single character you could imagine. And they've always got people there, and they're selling. They're selling. You're sitting there with your little comic book. I've been this person too with my JESOP King and a little art book. And I got like my Ninja Turtle prints, but all my focus was on the comic books. A couple prints to get people interested in. What I was looking at was getting people to see the prints. Hey, that's some cool artwork, but hey, check out my comic book because I'm a story. I like telling stories. That's what I like to do. This was the hardest. And throughout my art career, the pinups and a commission of a pinup or a cover has always been the bread and butter, not the comic book work. And that could be because I'm not a good comic book artist. I don't know. Could be I don't work at Marvel DC. I don't know. But I guess my question would come to answer your question. You know, guys know how I go long-winded with this shit. Be everywhere you can be. There's no negative to that. If you want to make money, I would recommend doing pinups and stuff. Do the things that are super fast for you to do. Comics, in my mind, they've always been a labor of passion and love because you love the medium. It gives you something you can't do with anything else. Sorry, shirt, jeans, and some Converse sneakers. Okay, so we don't see the sneakers. When I've worked on comics for other people, even JESOP King for myself, it was because comics lets me tell a story. I don't have to animate. I don't have to do anything. I love being able to draw. I love drawing giant fists right at the screen, you know? I love drawing people getting knocked out, shooting energy blasts from their hands and stuff. That's all awesome stuff. I love it. And it takes a lot of time, but it doesn't take as much time as some of these other things for me. The problem, again, has always been getting people's attention, and I don't think that'll ever go away. Getting people's attention is the number one thing that everybody needs to do. Just think about yourself. Why don't you read enough comics? Why aren't you reading comics every single day? When somebody maybe you are, I don't know, but maybe like if you got friends that post comic books and stuff, how come you're not reading them? How come you're not? This guy's starting to look like give me a John Cena feel. But why aren't you reading comics all the time? Why aren't you consuming all this stuff? Why do you choose to play video games over, watching a 30-minute YouTube video of somebody drawing and stuff? Right? It's attention. That's all it is. Time is the most valuable commodity. And so you got to make people want to give up that time to check out your stuff. And I don't mean to say this as in a way of like, oh, just give up. Not at all. Not at all. Never give up. Just maybe course correct if you want. And again, like I keep saying, it just depends what you're trying to get out of it. If you're just trying to build the audience, then yeah. Whoops. Okay, so this has to go here for this to be a valid move, right? It has to hit his side. So bring it up like that. Let me make the ping pong ball not so giant. And then we'll go bring that shiz way over here. That. Something like that. I like it. Okay. Venom time. Hero's saying I'm okay, so he's agreeing with me. I was doing the same thing at cons. It's insane, but yeah, you live and learn. Yeah. No, hey, trust me. If I could have people eating up my comic books, if I actually made comic books, I would totally be in that position too. Although I will say this too, right? Like we do have access to, and Donald DeLay, love the gentleman. He's always on my ass for this. I'm sure I'll do something about it one day. But he's definitely part of this Comicsgate mindset, and I think this is a good mindset. I don't care what you think about Comicsgate of doing. I think they're even changing the name of it. It's not even a graphic novel anymore. It's like a is it graphic novella, or he had like a fancier term. It's almost like half a graphic novel. So like I think it's like 30 to 60 pages or something like that. And you make one of those every like 6 months of your comic book, but you crowdfund it. I think that's a totally valid thing, right? I guess it's just going to where your audience would be that would consume that thing. And crowdfunding is a little caveat to a lot of this stuff because people can go on there. Hey, I like that. I want that. Go to Kickstarter, go to Indiegogo, whatever, pledge for it immediately because you got them hyped and excited for it, and then in a few months or 6 months or a year, however long it takes you to finish it, you ship it to them, and then they get it. And if they like it, maybe they'll come back for your next one. That's definitely a big thing. That, in my mind, is almost easier than getting people to just actually read a webcomic online for free. It was so difficult to get people to even check out JESOP King. I remember my analytic numbers, and I hated looking at them because it made me paranoid and just like caring about it, but I was also curious about like how many people are interested in this kind of thing, right? They weren't very high, but people liked when I would draw Jessup, like as a pinup and stuff. So I had more people interested in the character than the story, and that could be for a bunch of reasons. My storytelling could have been shit, a whole bunch of things, right? And I didn't want to get into all that because I was just always worrying about make the next page, make the next page. Don't care what people think about your last page. That's the thing with comics is you have to continually create all the time because comics is a body of work. It's not a singular work. In the future, you might be known for a comic you did in the past. That's, hey, you remember that #1 X-Men you did? That thing is the greatest shit of all time. But at the time of you drawing it, there's a high chance that it's not going to be that way. So you got to keep working. So it's very weird. Whereas when you do pinups, you do a pinup and it's like viral. It's always all the time. People are engaging with it, You could post one pinup on Facebook and you get likes and shares and stuff from it. Whereas if you post a comic book page, my experience has been it doesn't even reach the same number. So it starts to feel like you're almost throwing it out there for nobody to see. But comics are a long game kind of thing. You're putting in the time now so that in 10 years from now you start seeing those results. 100%, 100%. I've seen some slight growth. I went from 0 people outside of the family commissioning to 1, so that's always and that's just it. It's always going to take time. Another thing too is like the kind of commissions you want. Do you want people to just do pinups or do you want comic book commissions? Totally different thing. If you draw pinups all the time and you're trying to get comic book work, it won't happen. Or it's very rare to happen. If you want to get commissioned to do comics for people, all you can do all the time is comics. Mr. J, welcome. You say yes, absolutely. All these streams they always get saved unless something crazy gets talked. I think there was one stream I didn't save after the fact. Here, let me just save this up here, and let me just get this next one ready here. Venom. Save as. One of the things I wanted to do with Venom here is we're going to go real quick, I hope. These usually take about a half hour, but I ramble, so I hope we don't go too nuts here. You guys remember the old 90s Spider-Man cartoon where it's like half of him was blue, half was red? I want to do something like that because I think it'll be fun. Anyway. Yeah, the one stream we didn't save, I think we were getting into veganism, and there was some politics stuff, and I knew it would. I assumed, I can't say I knew, that people would not like my aggressive stance on certain things. So I was like, you know what? If you were there when we were doing it, cool. But I just didn't want people to come back and do that. Not that I'm trying to I want to be also clear. I've told you guys this before. Cancel culture to me is like one of the worst things in the world. And I don't like adjusting things I've done so that people one day might not come back to be able to bite me in the ass of something I said back when, you know what I'm saying? I'm not there. But at the same time, it was like there were definitely some things that were talked up. And I wasn't yelling at anybody. It was like a actual nice discussion we were having with people. But it was like, I don't even remember the specifics, to be honest with you. But there was just some things where I was like, I have to try to remember that for me, my YouTube channel here, I have to think of you guys and girls that it's art content. Yeah, I'm a human being, so I'm gonna have opinions on different things too, right? As everybody should. You shouldn't just be black and white. There's so much gray to people. Thankfully, it gives you some flavor, right? It makes you a little bit unique, so you're not just copy pasted like everybody else. But I want people to come here and the kind of stuff we're doing right now, where we're just talking about stuff. That's fine. But I don't want to turn into like a politics thing, or I just want to keep this art related. If I wanted to talk about other things, I should make another channel for that. That's just what I want to do with it. I know there's people that do the opposite, where they like to have just do whatever they want to do because it's your channel. God bless, do your thing. But that's the reason why I pulled that back. Okay, I'm just trying to look for like a Venom reference. Man, people draw Venom so different all the time, eh? Venom, Marvel. I just need your super simple costume. The thing that throws me off of Venom is when you're looking for pictures to draw of him, you can get influenced big time because of the way people draw the Venom face. You know, there's so many different ways. I just want to try to find like a neutral kind of, you know. Okay, it's good. All right. We'll use this one. I think this is from Ultimate Alliance 3. Just so you guys can see it. This one. I'm just having this as reference, not necessarily drawing them like this, but just a little reference, little refy poo. Okay, so we'll have that. So Venom. No, stay there. Venom. And then we're going to new window. Just put this on the second monitor so that I can see what the hell I'm drawing while I'm drawing. Tara Win Vampire, welcome. Hi, did you use SketchUp for your perspective drawing? No. Are you talking about the one with the city background? No, what I do for backgrounds is, again, I learned about this in the DC Comics Guide to Digitally Drawing Comics by Freddie E. Williams. I need that tattooed on the inside of my eyelids, man. I say it, and rightfully so. I owe that man in that book a tremendous amount of whatever I can give him here, whatever word I would insert here. But what I do is I use Photoshop because Clip Studio Paint doesn't have this function yet. Here, I'll show you guys. Let's bring it open. It has to do with the path feature. And it's pretty quick. It's a little boring, so I like to put on some thrash metal while I do it, to be honest with you. Just so that I can be somewhere else while I do it. I hate backgrounds with a passion. They're just so boring. I remember Joe Madureira said this once, and I just believe this because it's true to me, even though it's probably not the right answer. I like drawing characters, and that's my focus. So backgrounds should be there to supplement or enhance my character. So if that means just putting silhouette of backgrounds, that's what I'm doing. I was like, you know what? And I ad-libbed a bunch there, but I was like, you know, I like that. So this would be how I would do a background here, right? We'll do like I'm just going to go real lazy here. Let's just say it's like I don't know. You know, it was very similar to that last one. So I'll be like, okay, cool. Yeah, all right. We got a building here, right? Like I just had to sort of like gesture in compositionally what I like, yada, yada. And I'm only going to do this one building here so I can go quick with you. So the next thing you do is make I'll just lower this a little bit more. I don't know what you guys can see. So I go here, and then I would use some sort of grid. Actually, I don't even know if I have. I don't want to get into just imagine, role play with me here for a second, okay? That I have like in Clip Studio Paint you can do this, or in Photoshop there is a way to do this. I got other stuff I want to do here. But in your mind's eye, right? Imagine there is like a perfect grid. All these lines are as straight as they can be, right? I've got all my perspective points. Man, oh man, look how good this drawing is, right? Right? Like it's the cat's ass here. It's perfect. Okay? Perfect. All right, so what we'll do is I'm going to do that one more time so you guys can kind of see it. So we're going to go File, Open, and then I'm going to go to my art folder. And I think I have one called, I haven't done this in a little while, as you can tell, Master Reference. So we are looking for, what are they again? Paths. Building path? No, just paths. Did I save it under paths? Cool, John. Maybe it's just building paths. There we go. You can actually buy this off Freddie's site. I remember I bought the two he has. I also made my own. In the book, he talks about how to make them. But anyway, so if I click here, let me just press A so you can kind of see here. Interesting. So you can see like they're all just paths. And what a path is it's just a shape. It's a vectorized shape that you can do anything you want with. You can change the what's it called? The stroke to it. You can make it fat lines, thin lines, or whatever. But just for simplicity's sake, let's pick out, I don't know, a cool one. This one's always fun. We'll pick this guy. So you just select it, right? See all those little paths picked up? I'm going to copy it. We're going to go into here. Paths. I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to paste it again. And I'll show you why in a second here. Okay, so we select this layer. And now all you do is you select it again. And go Edit, Transform Path. And I want to distort it. Distort lets me pick any side and distort it. So I'm going to basically line up all four corners here. And it's lagging here probably because I'm streaming. And again, pretend that all these lines are juicy. Right? So I would just go like that and go, okay, cool. Press enter. It stays there. Now I make a brand new layer. Did this work, or is it going to get weird on me? Paths. So I select that path. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. I got to get my brush. I don't even know if you guys can see this because of Photoshop, but I get a... what's this brush look like? Yeah, that's fine. Just like a pressureless brush. Pressureless brush. Did it save? No? There it is. Oh, it's usually it's usually not this complicated. I promise you. There we go. What is being selected up there? What is going on? Oh man. There's a stroke button down here. I feel like this is so like vague. Oh wow, that's gross. Oh, it's not selecting. Why are you being this way, Photoshop? I don't miss you. So stroke. Okay, well, it's doing the opposite. Or hold on, let me try one other thing here. I have a video you can go check out. We can look at that together if you'd like. So fill. Maybe I have this turned on wrong. Let me try. Fill. Oh my goodness. Fill. Maybe because I have this disable vector mask. No, delete that. Oh my goodness. Okay, well I don't know what the hell's going on. Let's just assume maybe it'll work with this one. I don't know. Let's say it was this one, right? So you could like do all the stuff I did, and then I'm gonna stroke the layer. Oh, because I have a textured layer, that's why it's doing that. Anyway, do you kind of get the idea what the hell I'm doing here? I apologize. I apologize, it's a hot mess, but you basically make this path fit the perspective that you want, and then you just stroke it with like a pressureless brush, and that's it. That's all you do. Let me bring up just so you can see that background again. Art. Where is it here? This guy. And I'm just going to open this up here so you can actually see it in context. Of course, you're over there. So turn off all this stuff. So the thumbnail, right? And then the rough. So I did that, and then I brought it into Photoshop. And I guess I put on the inking layer. Oh, here we go. Background. So this was like all I brought into Photoshop was this is where I want the buildings to go. Okay. And then this, or no, and then I changed it, I guess. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I changed it. So you can see how all these shapes, that's all this was. This is all that was. And it can get a little busy, right? Like it can start to look like SketchUp, like you said, or something like that. The only reason I don't use SketchUp is because I can't, for me anyway, I haven't found a way to get like super organic building shapes and stuff. And then we just ink over top of it, throw some color, and Bob's your uncle. Wow. That was like a really long, brutal way of showing you how to do this. It's a lot easier, trust me. Use way to world. Oh yeah, Twitter is a giant shit show, 100%. John, do you ever sketch on paper? I just hit puberty there for a second. Not really. Maybe on the back of an envelope, but no, I don't really draw on paper anymore. Clip Studio can be complicated for sure. I think it's if you're coming from Photoshop, it gets easier. But yeah, you don't have to use Clip Studio. You can use whatever you like too. Oh, hip hop, huh? Yeah. See, I'm not a hip hop guy. I'm not even into rap. I can't get into that stuff. I know that's like that is the music these days. Like I'm a metalhead, so I like other music too. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of NWA. I like that stuff. It's just if I had to pick, probably go down a metal route. Where did I? Okay, yeah. Let me hook you up. Okay, so let's go to freddyart.com. Oh man, my keyboard.com. DigiArt Quick Tools. Oh, is his site down right now? I don't know, but here, his site might be down, but it's freddyart.com. I'll post a link in the chat here. I've got some paths and stuff, or not paths, but a workflow that you can buy on there too, actually, as a matter of fact. But you can totally go on there and just have some fun. Where did my Venom go? There it is. put this over here. I just need this mostly for like the symbol on his chest. Troubles me a lot to draw that thing. Bob's your uncle? I know. It's old. Yeah, you're no problem, Tara. I hope it helps you. And like I say, if you can get the DC Comics Guide to digitally drawing comics, you could. It'll teach you in there. I also think Freddie has a video showing that part for free on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel too. What else could you do? I'm sure I might have a video back in the day. I was actually going through my videos before, like a month ago, and it caps at a point, and I think it only goes back like three or 4 years. So like, I've been on YouTube now for how many years now, guys? Like 10 years almost. 10 fucking years, Jesus. And it's like all that content. It's like I can't even access it, or if I got to find some way to do it. But like organically, you guys can't go back to find certain things. I don't know. It might be in. You might have to go through playlists or something like that. It's pretty shite. Okay, let's see if we can draw something real quick here. All right, I want to draw Venom. So we're gonna draw some Venom here. What are we gonna do with Venom? What are we gonna do with Venom? What are we gonna do with you, buddy? All right, well, let's get this pose out of the way. The one where he's lunging at you. Get that out of there. All right, so that one's not gonna happen. What else could we do? We could do Freddie Mercury, where he's got the hands up there, the claws. I feel like I just saw this one. Maybe get the knees up there. This is where I try to get like the Kirby stuff where it's like poses that don't make sense. Hey Edward, how's it going, brother? Currently I'm struggling with multiple perspectives in just one drawing. Oh, so you're having a perspective issue. What are you struggling with? Multiple perspectives. Like, do you have an understanding of 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point perspective? Or are you struggling on that? That I should be able to help you with. That shouldn't take too long. What are we doing, Venom? What are we doing? Do we have him perched on something? A lot of these, like, in my mind, this is, like, where I'm kind of going with this stuff here, just so you guys can kind of see this. This kind of thing, like that we were just doing earlier in the week. Something along these lines with, like you know, like fire in the background or something. Just like a quick sketch. But Venom needs to be doing something. Do we put his arms down here? Maybe he's on a wall. On a wall? That sounds kind of wacky. I don't know. It might work. Might work. It's simple. It's simple. My mind's going right away to that classic stuff where it's like he's got that claw coming at you, right? Like he's in attack mode. Get those brains. Maybe he's like swinging on a web. It's one thing I don't think we see enough of Venom, man. Like web swinging, right? He's just like a big monster ripping shit up. It's like he's more like Wolverine than Spider-Man. So maybe what we'll do, try to bring in like a web. Hey, Canada, how's it going, brother? Just stopping real quick. Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for popping in. You have a great day too, brother. We do the fist, shooting out the barbed, spiky stuff. Similar to that pose. You know what? Maybe. Got an idea. All right, what if we take this... I'm trying to bring the Spider-Man to Venom here, right? So if we take this, maybe we can copy-paste, and we put... do we do the fist up here, maybe? Something like that with the... like he's getting ready to jump off the wall. I don't know what we do with the hand, though. Maybe. I'm just going to push this one a little bit just to see if there's anything here. Let me see. Let's see. I know 1, 2, and 3 points, but always not accurate. Okay. Well, you're using digital tools then, right? One thing that helped me tremendously learn perspective was this here, okay? Maybe this will help you out here. So let's say this is your paper. It's sideways because, yeah, it's paper. Let's say you got your ruler already, and you've somehow figured out your 3 points. actually make a layer if it's a digital file. If you're using just pencil and paper, grab a pencil, just go lightly. You know, grab the ruler. Let me grab a ruler real quick. Grab a ruler and just, you know, do this old school style. You don't got to do like a million of them, but just do all this stuff right here, right? I'm going quick here, so it's going to get wobbly lines. Just do this, and every single one. What you're doing is you're building a grid on your paper. I feel like a lot of people, when they, and I used to do this too, I was very fortunate that an artist showed me this trick, and it unlocked, like I still struggle with perspective, don't get me, like I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to lie to you and say, this is how you're going to draw perfect perspective. I hate perspective, but it's useful. But when he showed me this, it alleviated my my woes, I'll say, of like, oh God. And you can see my perspective points are a little bit too close, so that's why they're getting all a little jarred. I'd also probably, if you're using digital, you do have the benefit of color. So pick up like a blue. One side, like this one would be blue, red, and green. That way, you don't got to be confused at all. So put that on your paper or whatever. If you're doing digital, you can just drop the opacity or just lightly erase with like a kneadable eraser, right? And now you've got that grid. You can put anything you want in here. I can put all my buildings. They'll always line up now because we've got that grid in there, right? As you can tell, this is going to look real jank as shit, but this is some extreme perspective here, right? But you can put whatever you want. I can put a guy flying here. He's going to follow the same perspective because I already drew that grid. Get that cape. You got to have a cape. Do you know what I'm saying? So like maybe that'll help you out. All right, let me just try checking this one out, like I said, a little bit. I don't know if I'm feeling it. Like I said, I want that. Everything I do, you got to have that giant fist. Right? 1, 2, 3. He's got 4 fingers. That's good. And we're going to do something beefy with the arm. I don't know. And then we'll get Venom's head in there. Maybe bend, give him that big back. Do the Bruce Timm arm. It's always fun to do. Put that bracelet that I always talk about that I like doing. I don't know what the hell we're doing with the hand, but we could do something. Okay, and then we could maybe bend them all up here, get a giant knee. Actually, would the knee here be cool? Maybe. Looks pretty uncomfortable. What the hell's this knee doing? Maybe we could. Kind of like that knee doing something really impossible over here. Bring that in, maybe. This is looking pretty wacky. What do we do with this knee? Yeah, you're welcome. I hope it helps you. Because I find I've tried to help people with perspective, at least my understanding of perspective, to help them, right? And the one thing I notice a lot of people do is they rush through it. Kind of even like what I'm doing here, where it's you rush through building up the forms or the structure of something, and when you do that, it can get a little. If you don't do the heavy lifting now, you're stuck with it when you're like in the finals and stuff, and that's super difficult, man. Like if you're trying to figure out how to make something look right, but you didn't spend the time right now in the early scribbly stage. If you can figure it out with scribbles, you're saving yourself nightmares down the road of trying to figure that out later. All right, I'm kind of looking at this, and now I'm seeing him. I might actually just go with this because we're kind of getting some mileage here. I think he might just be swinging. I don't like that hand. If he was swinging, do we do another fist? Actually, you know what? Yeah, fists for everybody. I think we'll do another fist, so we'll put like another web in here. I think I like it. I think I like it. All right, let's make it huge. I might be able to go this way with it, but I kind of like getting a little wild. I for whatever reason I always make Venom upside down. I think it just makes it more I don't know, just odd. Maybe we go like that. I just want to make sure I'm leaving enough room for that. The web coming at the top. It's kind of too a little plain Janey. What if we do a little flippy poo? Or maybe we take this whole arm and we rotate. So now we're getting some gas. Now again we can get that arm that I'm just obsessed with. Right here, right? Boom. I don't know what we're going to do with the pecs. We'll figure that out. Maybe all that'll be pec action. And then get a little something like that. That means to me that this guy, this fist, let's just get stupid. Right in your face. Yeah, let's do that. And then we're going to just put like a big shape. I don't know if this is a forearm, bicep, shoulder all in one. All in one. Hey, Bitey, how's it going, man? Good work. We're looking forward to the replay. Hey, no problem, man. Appreciate it. Thanks, dude. Hope you're well. That Venom print I bought from you a while back is awesome. Can't wait to see how you tackle it. Thanks, dude. Like that one was, I know, I was actually looking at that, oddly enough, yesterday on Instagram. I don't know why Instagram, it was like, check out Venom hashtag. I was like, okay, checking it out. And I was like, I remember I did one, right? And I was looking through and I was like, man, that was some time ago. I will show this one, and I promise I'll stop showing stuff. Venom. Venom was probably the first... Okay, there was these two. And I don't want to go down this path because I've done it a bajillion times. So there's this Captain America and Venom. This was when I was... I'll call it beta testing. Even though that's not it at all. It was sort of like, do people like my art when I draw this way? Isn't that such a conceited thing to do? Like I've told you guys before, I've tried to be open with you guys about how it's not shy, but it's like how much people's opinions matter, and I'm pulling back from that a lot. Why can't I find Venom? But it was like I'm very like I know I have an audience with the way I draw, right? So it was like, man, if I switch this up, like this is pretty different, than how I normally draw it. I just don't want to lose what I've built. And thankfully, I've had the support to just solidify the fact that, like the correct way of looking at that is they're following you and the art you make. It's for some people, like, don't get me wrong, I'll follow Joe Mad because I love his art all the time. But there's certain things where it's like, like if I'm experimenting with stuff, people are they're going to experiment with stuff too. It's not going to end. Everybody's always changing the way they work. They might not make like dramatic changes. Why can't I find this Venom? You would think V for Venom would show up. Because I wanted to show this one because we're not going to go this route with it. Holy cow. Where are you? My friend? All right, let's put V for Venom again. Maybe. So we've got these Venoms, but it's not the right one. Oh, that's why. I think it was a Patreon thing. Golly. All right, so we're going to go to art again, and then we're going to go back to Patreon. Bus sketch. All right, 1 second, everybody. Just let me find it. Who did I draw it for? But anyway, I'll talk a little bit about this. Was it Euro? Did we do it for Euro? I think it was Euro. It just made me feel good to draw that way, and it was like, man, the shadows are a little crazy. And this one I was really looking into some Corey Lewis stuff, and I was just loving the fact that, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible. Same with the way I talk about Kirby. Is like, you just throw some bullshit down at some lines, and you push certain things and hope it reads that you're selling an idea or a feeling or something, and that's what resonates with people. It's not the and again, I mean this in a polite way. It's like all the old image artists where it's like everything is over rendered and there's lines all over the place. It's beautiful stuff. The draftsmanship is unreal. But if I can achieve the same sort of feeling with simple art, with some people, it's not going to hit everybody. I get that. That's fine. But if some people resonate with it and I'm happy doing it, then and if I'm able to make money on it, that's the hard part. Was it's like, it's not about money, but I have a family and stuff, so I always be able to need to lean back on something where if I lose my job again or something like that, where I could fall back on artwork. That's very important. Holy smokes! Does this picture just not exist? Colin, did you? Wasn't for Colin. Who the heck was it for? Wow. Okay. Back to Alex. Damn. It was the first guy I was looking at. Golly. Okay, so this Captain America and then this Venom, they got like massive hits on my Instagram, which I was grateful for. Let me just bring up the inks. So when I was showing people this stuff, right, and I'm not going to be drawing it this way. This I feel like was a very early and raw version of how I was drawing. Hey Donald, how's it going, man? I'll catch up with you in a second. Like this sort of stuff, it's simple, and I mean I love it a lot. There's a lot that I do enjoy about it, but this was when I was looking at Corey Lewis. Who else was I? I think it was just some Capcom artists too, where it was just like some bonker shapes. But definitely some Kirby, because I remember doing some shapes in here, like this shadow right here for his bicep. What the hell is that? What part of your bicep is going to create a like shadow like that? None. Excuse me. But it felt kind of like the old Capcom art that I would look at, that I love, to make thick, chunky shapes, right? You guys know this. This in a lot of ways looks sort of in tandem with what I was doing before. But it was this kind of stuff where I'm just like I'm testing it. We're just kind of pulling and pushing and seeing, like, look at this chunky thigh. That doesn't make sense. This arm doesn't make a lot of sense. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is it's going to be different than what we're going to do today. This one hopefully is going to be a lot quicker. This didn't take too long either. But it's just like, it's interesting. The Kirby stuff, it's allowed me to get a little bit more, even in my mind, more energy than this was giving me, which is insane. And this stuff here, this is the main problem I have with what I'm doing right now. And this is the problem I'm trying to solve, which is I love this Captain America a lot. To me, probably one of my best Captain Americas I've ever drawn. That I dig, okay? There's like no shadow. There's like a shadow behind him. There's no Kirby rendering. I kind of did it with the shadows, right? This one's pushed. This Venom is going to get pushed because the more Kirby I look at, the more it's like a lot of characters that have black armor or black suits or black color. It's like you just need ink everywhere. And then the color, like the blue or the red that we'll add on there from like the cartoon, it's like a highlight. It's just like, that's all it is. It's not even that he wasn't like wearing black suit, where it's like if I was drawing him like this way, it would just be all black. But it's like trying to pull back and just having some stuff that I draw look as simple as this too. So that's the dichotomy that I'm kind of going back and forth with. It's like, can I have art that looks this simple and still work, mixed with like what's a recent one we did? Yeah, this one. Okay. Or we'll bring this one up because you guys have seen the other one already today. You see how this Captain America, he's got like, here, let me bring the inks here so you can see it more appropriately. But like you see like this Kirby kind of, like this is what we're going to be doing with Venom kind of stuff, right? But it's missing some stuff that I think I would like to get this here just a bit more mixed with this. If any of that makes sense. So anyway, let's get going to getting this Venom going. Let me catch up here, Donald, my man. Measure twice, cut once. I love it. Applies the art, do all the work in the beginning. Yes, my man. Absolutely. I'm a firm believer that if you're not having fun drawing, you're drawing on the wrong side. Even buildings and cars should be fun to draw. Yeah, Donald's, I think he's 100% right with that. I would also add, too, like for myself, I can't stand drawing backgrounds, even if they're simple. The simplest one that I did, it was a test, that Doctor Doom piece with the castle in the background, where I just freehanded it. It was okay, it was fun, but like I don't know, it's just not for me. I can't. They're just boring as shit to me. I know that they ground characters and stuff. I'm not gonna. I know the importance of backgrounds, of course, but I'm a character guy. Like if I had a job of just doing character design, that's where I would be. But it's good to be well rounded in just art, right? Like there's fundamentals that apply to everything there, structure and all that good stuff. All right, so let's draw Venom here. It's always so tough. I feel like Venom's one of those characters that are like, you can get judged on a Venom pretty hard. Everybody's got a favorite version of him. And he's tough to draw too, man. We'll see. Sometimes I even like him without even having the teeth. You know, like he's just smiling. I have a feeling we're going to draw a few different versions of the heads and see which ones stick. So I'll turn that one off, and then we're going to worry about the body. Hey, Edward. What are your thoughts on Ethan Becker? Ethan Becker. Is that the guy that does like the cigarette that's like broken in half in his mouth, and he has like the old retro VHS kind of effect? If that's the guy, I don't know. Like, I don't think I have any negative thoughts on him. I don't really watch his channel, to be honest with you. Guy, like, I mean this in a nice way, and I'm not trying to sugarcoat a reason, but like, my YouTube feed, there's not a lot of artists. I don't read like a lot of comics. I don't look at art as much as I used to anymore. Like I don't even really talk to artists that much, you know? Like I like drawing from time to time, but my YouTube feed is like video games, board games, card games. I'm way more into that, like not even politics really, but like you might consider them conspiracy theories and stuff like that kind of stuff. I'm just into. It's just more interesting to me. I'll watch people draw. Like I'll skim through what they draw and stuff. 1 second here. Sorry, I just got to reply to a message. But yeah, like I really don't watch a lot of art. Like I don't follow comic news and stuff. I don't follow a lot of art news. What is this thing, this recent thing? My boss was telling me about this. Is it NFTs or something like that? He was telling me about that. Like I'm not even following that stuff. Like I feel like, and this is probably just a phase, but like I'm not interested in the art world. I like drawing, and people. I'm very fortunate and grateful. I don't want to sound like a prick here. If you want me to draw art for you, I would love to. I love being able to draw stuff for people, create something out of nothing, and help people have a great time. You know, looking at some art, tell a story, tell these things. I'm all about that. I love it. But at the same time, I'm just like I'm not into art culture. Doesn't that sound weird? Doesn't I don't know. Maybe there's other people in here that are the same way. Like there was a time that I was living, eating, breathing art. A lot of artists that I would follow or listen to for inspiration. That's all I would hear all the time, right? It's like, not that you shouldn't be doing other things. Absolutely, be like a well-rounded person, but like, don't play video games. Don't do things that sponge up your time. And I did that. I did that for a long time. I tried my best not to play games or the kinds of games I would play. I tried my best just to like not have it consume me. But, you know, in my old age, I've just found that it's like, and I've said this before, and I guess I'll wrap it up with this, and I'll answer the chat here. It's like, I'm a fan of Jordan Peterson. I know some people don't like him. Like I don't care if you like him or you don't. You're entitled to that. I'm not going to judge you or criticize you either way. But he said something that resonated with me, and that's why I dig it. Which was that in his experience anyway, that there's like two types of people. I've said this before. There's the industrious people and the people I can never remember the name of what he called them. Boils down to you're either somebody that's a workaholic or you just love work. And none of these are bad. These are just character traits, right? You're either a workaholic and you thrive in that environment and you grow and you're awesome in it. Or you're somebody that enjoys the many spices of life. You enjoy multiple things. The cost to that person that likes a bunch of things is, right? And I found this to be true, is that you'll never be the best in something. You might be good in a lot of things, you might be good at a few things, you know, but you're never going to be the best. Or it's very rare to be. The other people that are like the workaholics, their cost is they miss out on the little things in life. It could be friendships, it could be playing video games, it could be as simple as you want, right? And it was taking me just a long time. Like, I don't know why it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was just like, for me, he was right. And the guy I am, is the guy that enjoys lots of little things. So that's why even what I'm doing now I'm okay with, because it makes me happier overall, which is I don't have to spend as much time doing a piece of art, and I still enjoy it. But that also means I get to play some Marvel Champions tonight. You know what I mean? That card game, that LCG that I've been telling you guys about, I get to play that tonight. I'm so pumped. Or hey, maybe I'll play some Iron Sworn by myself. That gets me, and this might sound absolutely wacky, I don't know, but that gets me more excited than sitting down tonight going like, oh man, I can't wait to draw another comic page. So that's why I know I'm not meant for comics as a full time career, or maybe that might not be right. I'm not meant for comics as a hobby. If it was my career, I imagine I could do it, right? Because if I was doing I know comics are not 9 hour jobs; they're like 12 to 16 hours a day. If you're lucky, you're getting an 8 hour day that day, right? But then that also means, okay, well, if I wrapped up a page in 6 hours today, I should probably start the other one so that my week isn't loaded at the end with 20 hour days of comics, right? I understand that, but I could make that work, 100%. But since that's not currently it, and I'm not clearly pushing towards it, because the job I have now allows me to draw on the side as well as play a little video game here and there, and I'm happier for that. That's where I'm at. So, and I really forget how the hell did I get in there. Anyway, I'm gonna catch up with you guys, but I think this is coming together, man. Look at that pose. I dig it. But now we just need to nail Venom's face, or else this whole thing goes to shit, huh? Oh, right. Sorry. How the hell did we get in there? Ethan Becker. We were going into him. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. That's wow. Did that ever get off track? I've watched a few of his things. I thought they were pretty cool. I can't remember what they were. I think he was criticizing some people, or don't draw this way, don't do this, don't do that, do it my way kind of thing. I think he's an entertainment guy. I don't know other than that. Like again, I don't really follow him too much. So, Jesus. Donald, I love drawing backgrounds more than characters. Just wonky building. See, that's what I mean. You know who else likes drawing backgrounds is our good friend Will Robson, fantastic Marvel artist. He just had what is it, Red Sonja come out that he drew and wrote himself. You guys should pick that up. It's actually really good. But yeah, he says he loves drawing backgrounds too. By all means, draw away. Draw what makes you happy, my friend. Tara, you can try drawing Lady. I can never say her name, from Resident Evil Village, since she's a hit on the internet. Maybe one day I will. Maybe one day I will. Harry O'Donnell, you may be looking at some background work from. Yeah, I'll hire you guys to do the backgrounds for me. Tara, I'm more of a character drawings too. I heard they draw backgrounds, but just recently tried to draw background. Yeah, you should draw backgrounds. I don't want to make it sound like dumb. Right? You should draw backgrounds, but draw what you want to draw. I guess I would just add a caveat: if you're looking to do stuff professionally, you need to draw backgrounds. Unless, working for somebody. If you want to do your own thing and maybe get a career or do something like that, like whatever, yeah, you might not need to. But Edward, understandable. I used to watch a ton of art videos when I was younger. Yeah, same here, dude. I have the kind of motive of working hard in drawing, but the drawback is being a morning person doing night shift. See that? Yeah, that's the thing too, man. I was working before where I was at right now. I was working at a dollar store called Dollarama, and I was working there, and then I was also working at EB Games. So I was working two jobs every day. Some days it would just be one of them, but I was working I might have like a Sunday or a Tuesday off or something. It was what it was, but what it caused me to do is it caused me to draw when I wasn't working, which was good. It had a nice balance to it. I don't know if I'm feeling this face like I told you guys a bajillion times. So what I think I'll do, I'm gonna try just another one, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but if this one doesn't work out, then we'll just keep it going. Or do we really want to? You know what we might try doing here? What if we just do let's do some wacky shapes here. Ugh. I already hate this already. Look at this. Ugh. Right, get the jaw down here with these giant teeth. Yuck. No thanks. Maybe what we can do. Here, let's flip it to get a different feel here. Maybe just figure out where the tongue's going. Not feeling that one either. It looks like he's throwing up. Hashtag draw what you want. There you go. Man, I have a hard time with Venom's face, as you can tell, huh? Here, let's try. Here, let's think about this. What do I want him doing here? Right? Could do like what I like to do there, right? Where you give him that big fat neck. So like, there's two things I like doing for villains. It's that classic look down look, right, where he's like looking up. He's looking up at you, or looking down on you, like you're less than him. I think maybe we'll stick with that. I don't know. Give him a little smile. I think I like this kind of style Venom a little bit better. Maybe. I don't know. I like putting the spikes on the tongue too. Hey, yeah, no problem, man. What are they having for lunch, by the way? You having anything good? I got lunch coming up too, man. I'm getting hungry. Tara. Nah, career in drawing comics here is quite hard, so I mostly do it for hobby. Drawing somehow help me cope with stress. Nah, yeah, I think that's like just art in general. Where do you live? Why are you saying comics are hard where you live? What was the first head I had? Maybe I just stick with the first one, man. Maybe we nailed it. Let's give him a smaller head. I think we're gonna stick with this. Let's try. Just do like the. Maybe just do a little tongue. Maybe we don't get. Part of me is always like going, yeah, you gotta the freaking tongue. It's gotta be like. Maybe we just go with like a little. Simple little, stupid tongue. Have it curl or something. Yeah, what the hell? Let's keep it simple, right? All right, and then up here we're gonna have the. Draw that. Whatever, we're gonna put some spikies on that, and then this is where it gets tricky. So we get a little compositional fun time over here. Same boat there. Okay, I like it. All right, I'm gonna do this with the. I know some people they like drawing Spider-Man. Like I know I did it over there with Venom's web there, but like this, like I think it's like a Todd McFarlane kind of thing like that. I don't really like that for Spider-Man. I know it sounds stupid, I guess. It's like just a line. It's like thin. It's not, you know what I mean? Like it's not this, he's not shooting fucking like fireman rope. What the hell's fireman rope? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like thick, what's it made out of? I can't even remember. But just like some thick ass rope that you might hang somebody with. I don't like them shooting, like I don't like Spider-Man shooting gigantic, like 1 inch thick webs. I like the idea of him just shooting like, like a spider. Like a spider. But you can put some little spikies on there because he's Venom. Maybe something like that. Or does it look better over here? I want to leave this all open because this lets me do some Kirby stuff here. Alright, so I think we're just going to like that, and then he's got the little white patch there. Alright, let's figure out... hey, Figs, how's it going, brother? Let's get his costume piece on here, and then we can start wrapping this up, huh? Or actually drawing this thing. We'll do something like that. Was it like 4? Then we'll go down here. Just an idea of where it would be. Okay, I think that's good. I think it's good. Maybe we'll do some Kirby dot stuff. Probably. I haven't done Kirby dots in a little bit. All right, let's have some fun with it. All right, so we're going to save it. We're going to use my Ryu Kirby lines. Let's have fun. All right, let's save the face because that's going to be a little bit of pressure. Singapore. Okay. So you're saying it's hard there, eh? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, especially if it's something you really want to do. Is it? Or do you mean? Just so I'm being clear here, because I'm trying to understand a bit. Are you saying it's just hard to find, like, a place to go to for work for comics, or you just mean people don't hire Singapore artists or something, or what? What are you saying? What are you saying? It's great to have the hobby, but I'm looking into doing character design moving forward. Yeah, man. Like, if people are looking to make money, it's not that you can't make money in comics, and God knows I'm not the guy to say this so matter of factly, but the people in my life that do comics and stuff, or even some of the experiences I've had, if you're into art for just making money, there's no reason, there's no shame in that. Like, that's not what I'm in art for personally, but if you are, comics is probably not the way to go. You can do less work and make more money. Comics is like a niche field, right? It goes back to playing into like what I was talking about earlier, where it's like it sucks because it takes so much time to do comics, and they can be so fun. It's funny, spend all that time trying to get this anatomy right, and then when it gets time to actually drawing this kind of stuff, I just like scribble past it. All right, let's get the hand going here. Get those knuckles. All right, let's get the face. So you can see how quickly this stuff goes. This is why I love working like this, guys. It's been an absolute hoot. Go there. I think we're gonna rotate here just so I can kind of see a little different angle here. All right, Venom. What do we do with your head? Keep it simple. Maybe something like that. Maybe. This is scribbles. Yeah, it's all. It's all I should do all the time is just scribbles. Yeah, you're definitely onto something, man. Okay, so unless you're damn good and well known. Okay, I got you. Yeah. So I'd argue this for you, if it makes you, not that you're looking to feel better, I don't think, but I think that applies everywhere in the world. The better you are and the more well known you are, more opportunities open up for you. But that shouldn't stop you from trying, right? Not that that's what's not that that's what you're doing. Oh man, my stomach is just growling away. Alright, so we're gonna have some like red over here or something. I don't want him to get too teethy. I know with color we can fix some of this up here. Just keep it simple. Cool. Okay, we're making a new line here, and we'll hold shift. Is that where we want that to go? No, we want it to go here. So it's going through. I just don't want any tangents here. Yeah, that'll work. Whoops. Oh, I I made a tangent even though I said I didn't want one. Cool. All right. So we get to see it through here. Maybe the way I drew that leg, can't really get away from it. What if we go like that? This might work, and then we'll do some like fancy stuff here. Like, where you do one of these things. Where you just like ink the one side like that. So when it colors, or when you add color and you add your ink, it looks like your brain's going to make a thicker line there than it should be. I think we'll do that. I think we'll do that. Oh, there's no what's a comic career here, so most of them went to draw and post online. Yeah, no, well, hey, dude, like, I'll like that's one of the best parts of the internet right now. And it's always been is that you get your entire the entire world opens up. So I don't think it's the country you're in that's preventing you from getting a career in comics because you can work anywhere with comics. Like I don't think anybody anymore. I could be wrong, but like no, I'm pretty sure there's no comic companies in the world anymore that have like you have to come into work. You know what I'm saying? So like that's good. It's more opportunity for you. Not that you were complaining. All right, here we're gonna go there with that. All right, cool. We'll do another line there. Bang, bang, bingo, bango, bongo. All right, we're gonna put. I guess we need to do. So I know I have like a super thin web over there. Maybe I'm not gonna go as bulky over here. Maybe we'll just go like that. And I know. I just said I don't like that thick ass rope webbing. But I think what we can do here, when it's up close, that's like the texture of it. Whatever. I'm sure we could justify it any way we want, right? Let's merge everything here. Get some spiky. Cool. Furthermore, my parents weren't supportive about drawing. Well, I think I was in the same. Well, I don't know if my parents weren't supportive, but I don't think my parents personally would have picked that for me to do. I get the vibe that growing up, it was more of a hobby feeling for my parents. That's all that was, and it's like a phase. You get through it. But I would argue your parents are probably only going to get on board if you do something about it, and not to listen to your parents. Like always consider advice from older people, especially your parents. Always consider it. Always take it in, filter it. You don't always have to follow it, but at least consider it. They want the best. I'm hoping anyway. They just want the best for you, right? They don't want to. They don't want you to struggle. Again, I don't know how old you are, but once you start getting a family and all that, if you're not this old, but when you start getting responsibilities and stuff, having some money in things, that makes your life a lot less complicated. I'm not saying anything that shouldn't be that you shouldn't already know, but hopefully that's where they're coming from. They're not trying to shit all over you here. Okay, so we get to finally ink this up. All right, so what I'm thinking here is, so let me show you guys something here. Okay, we'll experiment together. Okay, so I'm gonna type in Jack Kirby, who's like a primarily black character here. Black Panther. Is anybody more black? I mean, there's Venom, but I don't think Venom was around with Kirby, right? Maybe he was. We'll put Black Panther. So I'm gonna show you something. This is where I kind of go back and forth because I want him to be primarily black. So even though the shapes and stuff that I put on there, they're not really going to matter too much. All right, so this one's a little pushed, but I'll show it anyway. We'll all have a good time. I don't know what's getting cut off here. Let me see. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so can you kind of see Black Panther here? I know it might be a little small on your screen. Edward, my parents are supportive. They saw that I started selling art prints at a local convention. Well, I'm happy for you, dude. Anybody that gets parents on board, that's great. I just know, I have an assumption anyway, that there's a lot of people that parents, art is probably one of the last things they want their kid doing, right? Just scribbling. You can make more money going to a factory, like an actual, air quotes, job, right? So, like, I think that's, you don't want your kid to be homeless and things, generally speaking. Anyway, okay. So you see here, Black Panther. He's got a lot of like squiggles and scribbly gooks. That's where we're gonna go. It's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tricky because it doesn't leave us a whole lot of room for some stuff. But he's also got like these thick inky lines here. Like this is one of my favorite ones here. There's a lot of open rooms, but it's like there's a lot of areas that are just fat, thick black lines, squigglies, and so I like to take these opportunities to draw these things, or like when I do draw in this style, right? Like I always like to look at Kirby stuff just to see like else is he doing. Like I'm trying to build my visual library and knowledge of stuff. I don't want to just copy the guy verbatim, but like I want this in my mind of flow. How would you render something? Like I know this is super skinny for you guys, but like this line right here, you got this one line for his shadow, and then for his shoulder, and then the bicep. That all looks fine. And then what is this? This is okay. I like it. This is good. That's what I want to do. Some more of that. It looks like also I probably got about 15 minutes, sadly, until the stream's done. I will finish this and post it online. Sort of just throw this at you guys. I didn't even notice the time, but we got lunchtime coming up with the family. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think then what we're gonna do is like even this one I remember looking at. Look at this. These are chaotic shapes. Chaotic shapes. That's what I need to remember. Chaotic shapes. Chaotic shapes. But I also, in the back of my mind, I like to think of Bruce Timm, how he was able to simplify some of these things, and at the same time, I know there's a lot of different inkers on his pencils, so it's their interpretations. I'd rather see the pencils of this stuff, but inks also let you see things in like a finality, right? Like I can see it. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, look at these. Yeah, okay. Here you go. The exact same picture. You see how his shapes they're a little bit more. They're a lot more beautiful than that inker did. He's got like a little ball, like bulbous. It almost looks like Kirby dots kind of coming in here. This right here reminds me of like that Bruce Timm. Look at this, the shoulder, and then there's like a line that cuts right. That's beautiful, man. Fucking hell. All right, I think I'm mentally prepared to get in here and screw it up. Let's do it. All right, let's do it now. I'm pumping myself up. All right, so we'll go here with this one. I think you know what. Let's go in there raw. Let's go here and do this. All right, so obviously I need a lot of. This is gonna be tricky, man, because I want like a nice shine up here. Oh, this is tricky. Let's just see how this looks. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Hey-oh. That worked out. I'll take that one. Let's keep going. I'm just going to add some like thick black just random shapes there. We're gonna go here. Let's bring a little white. Yeah, I don't like those lines like that. I know some people put those on there. I'm not a fan. All right, so let's try to feel this out. That's one of the things I always try to do when I'm like, in my mind, I'm not inking like Kirby, but the way that things get made, I'm always trying to think like, okay, what's the way that I process it is the motion that I'm trying to get through here, right? So like, I know I want like some sort of line that comes through like this, but I also know if I do like a, like some weird shit like this. Hold on. You know what I mean? Like that could still work too. But I don't want to lose out on the muscle. The muscle. So maybe we'll start on this side here. Hey.
Hi. Here. Show Papa your treats. Mama snuff you.
It's weird to just build these shapes up like this.
Huh?
Because when you get in here, right, like you want to add like a... maybe what we can do is add like a shadow. I think what we'll do here is we're going to try building this up as we go here. Because I still want to keep some of this going on, right?
Wanna open that?
The bicep.
Wanna open? Okay, here, let's take your coat off. Okay, and your shoes? Sit down, let's take your shoes off.
Alright, maybe we can add some more.
Hey, here, you wanna open this? Wanna open? You want me to open the other one?
Getting tricky here.
Let me see, open the other one. Here. Wow, you could show Papa those when he's done working.
This is tricky. Oh, we're learning a lot, I'll tell you that.
Oh! It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Are you okay?
Bring this in here.
It's okay. I know, sweet boy. We're gonna get rid of that, okay?
Bring this in here.
It's okay, my love.
I think with this back leg we'll go a little more simple. So this is that white I was talking about where you can just paint it in. See? Where it just makes it look like the line's already going through there. Huh. Okay, I think with the leg here, we're gonna go with a little more solid black. Maybe something like that. I don't know. This is, man, this is challenging. That's why I know I need to do more of this kind of stuff, because it's like I want to work out all the edge cases, I call them. You know, like, okay, so how does a solid black character like Venom? How does that read these kinds of shapes? It's fun. It's fun. Put some, push that out there. All right, now we got all this back area. It's got like a back muscle in there. Hmm. Fun times. Now I got this giant white spot here. I don't know what we're gonna do here. Part of me is thinking you just fill it black. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's not the worst. I guess there's this black area here, and I don't like the black areas touching. So maybe we'll go. This is black. We're going to have to cut it up like that, maybe. And then. Okay, well, if this curve's going this way, we want to go an opposite curve. So maybe we'll go like that. Yeah, that's better. Yikes, man. Actually, you know what? I think this is the problem. Let's erase this. That way the hand pops out a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, that's better. All right, now I think I'm just going to, I guess I call it cheesing it, is this sort of, it's like drawing each of these in chunks. You'll see what I mean in a second. What time is it? Okay, I got a few minutes left here. Yeah, the baby's losing it in the background. I know, I'm almost done here. I always feel like a piece of trash. It's like even during the day job, right? Because we're working from home now. It's like I'll hear him lose his mind and or like get hurt or something, and it's can always pull you away. And eventually, you just gotta figure out. It's tough. It's like one of the hardest things, man. It's figuring out how to like not go when he needs you. It's not easy. I'll tell you that. I'm sure anybody that's working from home right now with younger kids, I'm sure they'll tell you the same thing, or maybe they won't. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe maybe I'm just a pousse. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of little. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up here, you guys. Appreciate it. This will get posted soon. And like I say, it's almost done. Literally just going to. I think just before I go, can I put black back there? Nobody will care about the suit. Maybe we'll just put a little more hint of the suit here. Yeah, something like that. Let's get more black shapes in there. You know what I mean? Like I think it's tough. This is tough stuff. But just like this is what I'm thinking here, right? So we go to color. Coloring takes like no time at all. Just go like that. Get rid of all the white, and then make a new layer. I'm just gonna pick like a dirty blue for this, just for simplicity. Fill it. And just like that. And then we're able to color it. But anyway, I'll share this, guys. Probably you guys will see this online. Probably in around, what time is it now? I think I'll have to. You'll see it in a few hours. Yeah, I know. Welcome to Parenthood. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time. I appreciate it. If you're just coming in at the end here, no worries. I think it just has a process, then you'll be able to watch it. I forget. I'm not quite sure how YouTube does the live streams anymore. Sometimes it like filters out a good chunk of it. Sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Take care. Keep reading comics. Keep making comics, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.